Okay, third time filming this video. Let's hope that my audio finally freaking works. Hello bookworms, I'm Becca and today I'm talking about Love, Simon. I feel like this video is for people who have already seen the movie or who have at least read the book. So if I accidentally spoil anything for you guys, I'm really sorry. Also, I've only read Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda one time and it was a while ago, so if I'm not remembering things correctly, don't come for me, okay? And also, I'm filming in front of my window with very nice natural lighting, so I have glare on my glasses and I'm not even sorry. Okay, let's start talking about the movie because I freaking loved it. I thought that the actors all did a really good job. The actor that played Marin was like spot on. That is exactly how I thought Marin should act, look, everything. They did a really good job with Marin. Nick Robinson as Simon was like amazing. He did so good. I mean, Simon is so awkward and funny, and I think that Nick Robinson had really great comedic timing and he just portrayed the character really, really well, and I was so happy about that. And then it was just so cool to see like all the other characters, to see Abby, and I just read The Upside of Unrequited and that's like about Abby's cousin, so seeing her in real life was really cool. Seeing Leah was amazing because I mean, you know, we're getting Leah on the Offbeat coming out soon, so I was so happy to see that. And then Nick, oh my gosh, just like all the characters were exactly how I imagined them to be, and it was amazing. Dialogue wise, I feel like everything flowed together really well and there was a great balance of really emotional parts and really funny parts. I was laughing for like the majority of the movie, and when I wasn't laughing I was crying. There would even be parts where I was crying and it was a really emotional part, and then they would end it with a funny one-liner and I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing to me? I'm on an emotional roller coaster. I'm laughing, I'm crying, it's like crazy. The thing that made me the most emotional about the movie is just knowing that like this story is out in the universe now and that so many people are going to be impacted by this story. It was just such an amazing thing to see. I was talking to Alyssa from Pucks and Paperbacks about this, and then I watched her video, and in her video she accidentally said TV instead of movie, and then I just like got all the feels again about how eventually the movie is going to be on TV and I'm going to be sitting just like channel surfing on a Saturday afternoon and Simon is going to be on like ABC Family or something. Like, isn't that so incredible to think about, that this story is like out in the universe for everyone to see like forever and ever, and I am so happy. We got some really great moments with Simon and his mom and dad after he came out to them. He talked to each one of them individually, and Simon's mom was like, you're still you can just be more you now than you've had the ability to be in the past. And I loved that so much. Like, that is what people need to hear. And then it just made me think of like all the posts I'm seeing of like parents going and seeing this with their children, and I'm so emotional. I'm like tearing up as I'm talking about it because this is such a big freaking deal. And then he had a really nice talk with his dad, and his dad apologized for like all the jokes, and it was just so good. I loved it so much. Oh my god, it was so good. And I just like loved all the other characters. Like the vice principal was amazing. He was so funny because I think that we all have probably had a teacher like that like wants to be best friends with the students, and we're like, no thank you, I don't want to be best friends with you. And I just loved that after Simon came out and he went back to school, the principal was wearing a little rainbow heart pin on his suit jacket. Like, that was so adorable, and I just loved seeing like how much support Simon was getting. And then we got the other scene that showed him like getting bullied, and I think that that was really important too, because if it wasn't for that scene, this would have just been a really like happy-go-lucky love story type thing. And I think that it's really important to see that even though Simon did have a bunch of people in his life that love and support him, there's still going to be people that he encounters that are just mean and rude to him, because that's how life is. So I think that's really cool that they put that in the movie. I also really love that they had the other gay kid, Ethan, that was like really stereotypically gay. I'm not sure how I felt about that. I felt like, I don't know, maybe I understand like where they're coming from, because he's really stereotypical and then Simon is like very not, and whoever Blue is not, because all you have to go off of like gay stereotypes is Ethan, and he's very flamboyant, very feminine, and I just think that that was really cool. And then I loved the scene when they were talking about like coming out, and then Ethan was like coming out to his friends and the girls were like, oh my gosh, I had no clue, like wow, no way. And I just think that that was so funny, because it kind of poked fun about like the assumptions that we make about people, because even though we might think that Ethan is gay, like until he tells us, like we really don't know. And so I think that it was really cool to kind of like poke fun at that and be like, oh yeah, wow, we really should not be doing that. So that was really cool. I don't know, the movie made me feel really bad for Martin. And when I read the book, I did not feel bad for him at all, because he's like a sleazeball. But in the movie, I just felt bad, because you could tell that the way he went about things was not good, but his intentions were really good, because you can tell that he just really liked Abby. And then once they started talking, you get the feeling that she's falling for him too, and it just turns into this huge mess of a situation. Blackmailing Simon was not okay, and then when things didn't work out with Abby, like it is not okay to try to take the heat off of yourself at the expense of other people. Like that was not okay, to freaking force him out of the closet and out him. And so it was really good, like after that happened, that Simon had a nice confrontation with Martin to be like, you took that from me, like that was my thing. I'm supposed to be able to control who knows how I tell them, when I tell them, all of that, and you took that away from me. Because when they showed that he like leaked the emails and there were screenshots of the emails, I was like crying, because that's awful, like that's so mean. Why would you do that to somebody? Oh, it was terrible. But I felt kind of bad for Martin like up until that point. Even though I knew that that point was going to come, like first I hated him in the beginning because I knew what he was going to do. I hated him at the end because of what he did. And in the middle, I just kind of felt bad for the guy. And then, I don't know, the only thing that I feel like I was really missing from the movie is I wanted more from the friendships and the family relationships with like Simon and his friends and Simon and his family. And I feel like that is a common occurrence whenever I'm watching a book to movie adaptation. Like I always want more from those for some reason. I don't know if it's just because I read things different in my head, and then when I see them it's just different. And I understand that like because of the pacing we can't just have 2 hours of Simon and his friends hanging out in the basement, or Simon and his family just like chilling and watching TV. But I feel like we needed a little bit more of that, because at the end, like, his friends were so mad at him, and they just seemed like bad friends, honestly, because you didn't get to see, like, of course, you saw what Simon was doing, you knew he was manipulating their lives, but you have to understand, like, where Simon was coming from, and it was so crazy because they were, like, texting him over Christmas break, and then he ignored them, and then when he saw them again, they were mad at him, and that was just so hard, and I'm like, you need new friends. That is just not cool. Like, I feel like they were not being very understanding, and I feel like Abby should have said something, because Abby knew, so that was really, really frustrating to see that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was different in the book, maybe it wasn't, but that was just really extreme, and it made me so sad for Simon when all of that happened with his friends. I do think that like cinematically the movie was absolutely stunning. There were just some really great shots. It felt like an indie film, but it's not an indie film. And I don't know, everything just flowed together really well. It's definitely a piece of art. I just also really loved how Blue was revealed. It was so cute. Like, the whole theater was freaking screaming and cheering, and I was crying, and it was so much fun to like have that experience with Josh too, because he didn't know anything about the story, and then when that happened, he's like getting all into it, and I'm crying, and it was just like amazing. And then the Ferris wheel scene with the kiss at the top, like everyone was going crazy, and I was crying because it just goes to show like this movie is important. Because if you were to go see just a typical romantic comedy, like that's not gonna happen when the couple gets together at the end. Like the whole theater is not going to be screaming and cheering, and that just like goes to show how freaking important this movie is. And it just like, it was so powerful to like be in that moment. I loved it. I loved it so much. I had the best movie experience ever. It was really good. I also just wish that I would have paid more attention in the scenes in Simon's room, because apparently, according to a lot of people, there's some really great Easter eggs. Like I saw he had a Hufflepuff sticker on his bulletin board. I'm wearing my Ravenclaw shirt today because why not? And then also I heard that he has like a copy of The Upside of Unrequited and an Adam Silvera book on his bookshelf, and I think that is so funny and cute. I just love when movies like throw in little Easter eggs like that. So adorable. I love it so much. Just the attention to detail in this movie was amazing. Like you could tell that everything they did was really intentional and thought out, and yeah, I just loved it. Like the pacing was really good, the flow of the movie was good, everything about this movie was freaking amazing. Honestly, I think that like all of the good parts of this movie definitely outweigh the bad, because the only thing that I wish I had more of is more of like Simon and his friends and Simon and his family. So if that's all I have to complain about out of this movie, I think that that is a huge win, and everyone needs to just go see Love, Simon. I just want to watch it like every day for the rest of my life. Like I just want to buy the movie as soon as it comes out and then watch it every single day. It is that good. Like, oh my gosh, I am just going to gush and gush and gush. I cannot stop thinking about this movie. I've been thinking about it nonstop since I saw it. Oh, so good. You guys need to go see Love, Simon if you didn't already. You just have to. Like, please, just go see it. So there you guys go. Those are some of my thoughts on the movie Love, Simon. Let me know down below in the comments if you saw Love, Simon and what you think about it. Now I'm definitely gonna go reread Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda so that I can just get all the feels again. And I feel like now that I've seen the movie, I'm going to enjoy the book a lot more. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.